Do we have a lot to talk about this week? I was going to say we have a lot to talk about this week, but I actually don't know that we do.
We have a fair amount. I mean, we didn't do a lot. We didn't do anything last week, so we didn't talk about last week at all. But I also have forgotten most of it, to be honest with you. It's been such an eventful
Wrestling is an
couple weeks.
ethereal art form that really...
It just keeps going.
It just keeps going. It barrels forward, borne back ceaselessly into the past, rowing against the current. You know, you've read The Great Gatsby. You know the ending line of it. Backs against the current. Of course, but
you do it because it's I want to give you the spotlight.
Backs against the current.
Backs to the wind.
Ceaselessly into the past.
Sounds like Gatsby.
That's what the quote is. That's correct. That's the correct quote.
Mm-hmm. You heard it here first.
Anyway, what I was saying is that
spoilers for The Great Gatsby.
Wrestling goes in and out of your head pretty quickly. So
sometimes it stays in there, but there's just like a lot of stuff that happens, and there's stuff I'm like real excited about this week, and then it
stays in there for you, but for a lot of people, I feel like it's like hard to keep all this information.
It is. There is a lot. There is a lot going on. I mean, The Rock, he's a heel now. We didn't talk about that at all.
Well, we talked about the pivot.
We talked about the pivot. That's true. But he had like a full heel promo on SmackDown last week.
Yeah, he did. He's a scary, scary bad man now, that Rock.
Yeah, I did actually. I mean, he did do a full like classic Rock promo, which was good. But I'm excited to see him potentially like evolve it, even like start there where he was, and then like evolve it a little bit.
He's calling people candy asses and jabronis.
Yeah, the thing is, he does all that when he's a babyface too.
Yeah.
When The Rock first became a babyface, like post-corporate Rock, I didn't like him because he was just mean to everybody all the time. And I was like, why is he so mean? But I guess Stone Cold is also pretty mean.
Yeah, Stone Cold was like incredibly mean.
He was incredibly mean. But The Rock was mean to the audience. I think that was where I like was upset.
Yeah.
I was like, don't be mean to me.
Stone Cold just like poured beer on his boss.
Yeah, but his boss was also a horrible person.
That's true.
So
Famously.
I would pour. You tell me you wouldn't pour some beer on Vince McMahon if you had the opportunity.
I mean, he's very litigious.
That's true.
I don't know that I'd want to do anything to Vince McMahon.
Do you think that
I'd want to flee?
That's true.
If Vince McMahon and I were in the same room.
That's true. I definitely wouldn't want to be in the same room with him, especially not with alcohol. I don't want there to be any alcohol.
Yeah.
Do you think that Vince McMahon has read The Great Gatsby?
Absolutely not.
Yeah, I don't.
Absolutely not.
That's true.
I can't. No.
Can't imagine it's come up.
I think if Vince McMahon has read any book, he has read The 48 Laws of Power. He has probably pretended to read The Art of the Deal.
Oh, great
and
job. Yeah.
He probably has Hamlet in his house. I'm going to assume he has a copy of Hamlet somewhere in his house, because a lot of people who want to look smart but aren't smart, like me, do that and have a copy of Hamlet that they've never actually read. Mm-hmm. Yeah, I think that's about it. I think that's going to round it out. I bet he has a Bible. I bet he has a Bible in his house.
Yeah, of course. I mean, you have to. Yeah. He's got to have that.
Yeah. But I think that's about it for his library. His library.
His library?
Yeah, and I bet he says library too.
Oh, God, he does.
I'm sure he says library.
I'm sure he does. I bet he says nuclear.
Nuclear. As opposed to...
Nuclear.
It's
funny because nuclear is really like, I feel like such a phonetically spelled and clear word, and clear is actually part of it, but even though you pronounce it a little bit differently.
Nuclear. I feel like nuclear is a word I have heard before, though.
Yeah, well, a lot of people like pronounce it that way, but it's nuclear.
Oh, okay.
So George W. Bush used to say nuclear, and it was like...
I remember that, because I remember being kind of confused by that whole, like, people being like, whoa, why does he say it that way? Because I was like, isn't that how you say it? But I'm from the Midwest, and maybe we just say it weird out there.
Maybe I'm saying it weird.
I don't think you are.
Right
You're right that it's spelled the way it's pronounced.
Yeah.
I think it's just not a word that I have cause to say very often.
That's
because
true.
I'm not scientific.
Not yet.
Anyway, Elimination Chamber?
Elimination Chamber happened. Despite what you may have heard, it happened, okay? And it happened in Perth. Australia.
Yeah, which is not Adelaide.
It's not.
We looked it up. I wanted to make sure. Rhea Ripley was not technically in her hometown.
Yeah, and you didn't spoil anything for yourself because you'd already seen spoilers. But hot tip, when you're watching a wrestling show that's not live, like you're watching it after the fact, because we didn't watch Elimination Chamber live, don't Google anyone or anything related to the show while you're watching it. Because even if you go, this used to happen to me actually a lot with even just like looking up actors from like Game of Thrones and stuff. If you look at their Wikipedia, the intro to the Wikipedia is going to tell you like is currently the WWE Women's Champion or was on Game of Thrones from 2011 to 2015. And if you're in like season 1, you're like, shit, that's now I know they're going to die or leave.
Yeah. I had that recently with a show, and I forget what show it was, but I was like watching an older show. And I was watching Attack on Titan.
Mm-hmm.
I recently watched all of Attack on Titan. It's a great show. And I had this where I kept wanting to Google characters because I wanted to make sure I was getting their names right. But I did that and found a huge spoiler for one of them and immediately was like, nope, I can't Google anything about this show for the rest of this watch through because
any show like
everything will be ruined.
Any show like that, you could just write, if you start typing in the character name, one of the first options that comes up is always death. And
yeah, it was literally like I Googled a character's name and like the YouTube clip of their death scene came up.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh, fun. Great. Thanks.
Yep. It happens a lot with anime especially. And even if you just look at like the cast, like character descriptions on like a Wikipedia page, a lot of them will give you their entire story. It'll tell you like their whole arc and like where they end up. And it's like, I don't think I need this here.
Which I appreciate because quite honestly, like there are some things I know I'm never going to see because I just don't, I'm not going to live long enough. Let's be honest. I only have so many years on this earth and I'm only going to spend so many percentage points of my time on earth. That was a weird way to say that.
It's pronounced nuclear.
The percentage points of time I have on Earth left, I'm not going to spend the majority of them watching stuff. So, and especially I do it for like movies that look too scary.
Oh yeah.
Or that I've heard are like really gruesome.
Yeah.
Where I'm just like, I don't want the images in my head, but I want the information about the film. Does that make sense?
No, that does make sense.
Like I'm like, I want to be able to participate in conversation about it.
Mm-hmm.
But I don't want to see it.
Do you think up in heaven and down in hell, there's like our little batteries are running and they can see where we're at percentage point wise in our little life batteries?
Why down in hell, too?
Well, just in case.
No, which one of us is going to hell?
The whole time.
You said it like one of us is going to heaven and one of us is going to hell.
So
you're like, what if like up in heaven where I'm going and down in hell where you're going? They have
what
like
I meant
little
is that
timers.
they have to keep tabs on you everywhere. Because they don't know where you're going to end
They
up.
have separate bureaucracies.
It's like life.
They don't share. Heaven and hell obviously share data on the cloud.
They have their own devices.
They
map it. But they still have their own screen. We all share the internet, but we have our own ways to get there. We don't all share one computer. You think God shares anything? The devil definitely doesn't. That selfish prick.
Wow.
Is he selfish? I don't know.
I can't believe we defamed the devil on our podcast.
When I meet him.
Wow.
This is going to be real bad.
You're going to be in huge
He's gonna
trouble.
Be extra mad at me.
Oh my God.
Satan,
I can
worry,
hear him coming right now. Oh my God. It's
Satan,
the devil.
If you're listening, you're totally sick, dude. Can't wait to hang, bro.
Oh, dude, now Jesus is pissed. Fuck. Oh my God. I can't believe he said that. You're caught in the middle.
Dude, Jesus, if you're listening, you're totally sick. Can't wait to hang, bro. That's great.
What did I tell you? What did I tell you before we started recording this podcast? I said, like, do not take sides on any controversial issues. Okay.
That's true. Okay.
Elimination Chamber.
So Elimination Chamber was in Perth, Australia. And it was a fun show. It's kind of that WWE thing where I'm like, sometimes I'm watching it and I'm just like, yeah, this is good. I'm not like, I was invested too. Don't get me. I was invested in all of it. I wanted the people to win that I wanted to win.
Yeah, this morning you woke up and you bounded out of bed and you were like, "It's Elimination Chamber Day! It's Elimination Chamber Day!" And you were jumping up and down on the bed at like 6 a.m. You were like, "It's Elimination Chamber Day!" And you made me turn it on for you at like 6 o'clock in the morning.
I had my cereal. No,
You were so invested.
It was just there was a lot of wrestling today. There was a ton of wrestling going on. It was actually one of the first times that WWE would be, or maybe not one of the first times, but one of the few times WWE was like competing live with New Japan, because they both had shows, and Japan and Australia are in similar time zones.
And what did you do today when you got up instead of running to the TV to watch WWE?
I went to the gym and I watched New Japan.
And
then I went to Chinatown and ate a bunch of food there. And then I went to try to buy comic books after that. And then I came back and watched Elimination Chamber.
CM Punk, if you're watching,
No.
I want you to take note.
Oh, no.
Of how much this former fan of yours,
he wasn't even on it,
supports the company that forgave you and took you in. And
you're home.
You're home. You're home.
Well, I did watch Elimination Chamber. It's a good show, and I was invested despite all this whole bit, but I was invested in the match results and things. I thought they had the correct winners for the chamber matches. Pretty much everybody that I thought would win won.
Yeah, it was a very unsurprising.
It was extremely unsurprising. That's the thing. That's the thing, and AEW has been running into this a little bit too, right? That when you're doing this well, like when you're putting these stories together like in a logical way, and you watch a lot of wrestling, it can get really easy to predict what's going to happen. But also WWE was very predictable when it was worse too. So like the Triple H stories have been a lot better and like clearer. I really thought they were going to swerve us with this Nia Jax, Becky Lynch, Rhea Ripley thing, because they were like so hardcore ignoring Nia Jax this whole time. They were just building to Rhea Ripley versus Becky Lynch as though there was no match at Elimination Chamber that Rhea Ripley had to get through, that I thought they were going to swerve us and have Nia Jax win or something. Because also Becky has a story with Nia Jax. She hasn't beaten her yet. And so like they could have done that, but they didn't. I mean, I'd rather see Rhea Ripley versus Becky Lynch for sure, but I just thought they really just did that. And McIntyre, I wanted Drew McIntyre to win because he definitely deserves that spot, especially now that CM Punk is not there. Drew's due for a push.
Drew is due for a push.
So, push Drew.
What was that?
Push Droosh.
Push Droosh?
Yeah, I kind of combined it with Roosh in a weird way.
Can you roll your R's? Okay.
Yeah.
I can. Drew.
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 Drew. If I roll my R's long enough, eventually it just stops. I don't know.
The cat is freaking out.
Oh, she is very upset. She's like, are you trying to purr?
So anyway,
you're doing it wrong.
Drew's been due for the push.
And he's gooting it.
Now he's doing the push. Push.
Now he's gooting it.
He's doing it. Drew's doing it.
Drew's going to do it all the way to WrestleMania. But he's, sorry. Oh, no.
We love Drew McIntyre. He's a big
cat guy. I just scared our cat.
Friend of the pod. Well, I'm calling him a friend of the pod.
He is a friend. Drew, if you're listening.
Yeah, he doesn't have a choice in the matter. He's never been on this pod. He's not aware of this pod, but he's a friend.
He is a friend. Because he has also a black cat.
He also has a black cat.
We have a black
cat who's usually on screen. Instead, now she's in artwork that's between us. But maybe she'll come over.
Maybe. I just actually knocked over a very light thing that scared her a little bit. So.
Yeah.
But she's also very unflappable. She doesn't get scared a lot. If the vacuum is on, sometimes she'll like go away from it. But a lot of times, if you're like doing a bunch of loud stuff, like in a closet and moving things around, she'll just walk into it and look around. Because she's always just like, maybe there's food here. Anyway,
you can pick her up by her back legs and shake her, and pennies come out.
You can't do that. I keep telling you to never do that. We've never done that to our cat. Okay, we're warming her up to it. We've never done that. She does let you pick her up, though, and scoop her and hold her. And support her back.
Pennies.
And pennies do fall out sometimes. But we're not shaking her to get them. They just come out. We don't know where they're coming from. We don't know how this is happening. But it happens, okay? We're going to take her to the vet and see what happens. Luckily, she pays for herself.
Okay, I have a question for you.
Yeah, what?
To move this forward on topic.
Please.
Do you think that Becky Lynch and Rhea Ripley will main event WrestleMania?
I
or
don't
either
think
night.
so.
I mean, like night one.
I think that. So I think they already said something like the Royal Rumble winners will main event like each night, but I don't think that they've said that again. So I don't think that's true. I mean, Bailey and Io have like more of a story, probably.
Yeah, Bailey and Io would actually probably be a better main event for one of those nights.
Becky and Rhea are maybe slightly bigger stars at this point, sort of. Not by much, because Bailey is one of the big stars there, and Io is certainly risen quite high there. But yeah, I don't know. I feel like probably not. I don't know. Becky or Rhea kind of got not screwed last year because Rhea keeps having these matches that have some story, but then there's like another match like Sammy and Kevin Owens versus the Usos or Bailey versus Io that have like a lot more story.
Mm-hmm.
But we'll see. I don't know. The Royal Rumble is not a guarantee to get your. Sometimes people like act like that or say that, but there have been many, many years where the Royal Rumble winner was like opening the show.
Well, do you think what do you think should main event each night?
Well, I think Cody versus Roman should main event night 2. And then night 1, I wouldn't mind if Becky versus Rhea Ripley main evented because they've been
Okay, go ahead.
Becky and Rhea have each been half of 2 of my favorite WrestleMania matches probably ever, which were Becky versus Bianca Belair from WrestleMania 2 years ago, and then Rhea Ripley versus Charlotte from last year.
Okay, now pretend I'm a problematic dude and tell me what you want to main event night 1.
Oh, dude, Logan Paul. Probably AJ Styles versus LA Knight, Battle of the Initials. The winner gets to keep their initials. The loser has to have their full name. That would be, oh my God. If that was true, then actually I would say that.
And it's like Alex Jones Styles.
Alex Jones.
I don't actually know what the AJ
Lawrence Arthur Knight. That would be, please do that. Oh my God. If this was like GCW or
something. What
something.
if it's like Leonard?
Oh no,
Leonard Allen.
That's why it would have such high stakes because maybe you have a stupid name that you're embarrassed by, and
you know
don't
what's funny is
want people to know it.
They probably don't have they probably just have the initials, so they'd have to write names.
Yeah, but I'm saying in kayfabe, if they're like,
no, but
my name's stupid and I don't want you to know it.
Yeah, exactly. Okay, we're on the same page. We're on the same page.
Okay,
great.
How many people do you think like Gen Z? I feel like a lot. Maybe it'll even a lot of just people in general, but I feel like because they didn't grow up with this guy. Or not as much. But maybe they did. I'm stupid. Anyway, the point is, how many people do you think know Triple H's name? Not Paul Levesque, but like what Triple H stands for.
I'm going to say you.
Yeah.
Our friend Brandon Zellman.
For sure.
Our friend Scotland Green.
Yeah.
I mean, those are the only 3 people I know who I'm sure know.
Yeah. Our friend Moses. Shout out.
This is a lot of people.
Yeah. I'm just saying I feel like a lot of people, he's been Triple H for so long at this point that even if you did like grow up watching him or watch him as a teenager and an adult, would you know what his do you know what the H's stand for?
Herbert.
This is like Dakota Johnson trying to
Herschel. Is it Herschel?
Keep going.
Is it like Herbert Herschel Henry?
It's not any of those 3.
Is it like Herman? Oh God, it's like a rich sounding thing. Hewlett. Is it?
Do you want me to stop you if you get one wrong? Or let you go through 3. We should do it like Wordle, where if you get it in the right spot, I'll tell you that one's
just
right.
Tell me if this is right. Herbert.
Do you want me to let you get a whole thing? No,
tell
it's
me
not. It's not Herbert.
Herman.
No.
Herschel.
It's not Herschel. None of the 3 are Herschel.
Harvard.
No, but I feel like that's maybe getting closer.
Harvey.
No. No.
I'm trying to think of H names and I am blanking so hard. Okay.
2 of them, I will. Do you want me to give you a hint?
I feel like Herschel's in there. Are
It's
you
not
sure
Herschel,
Herschel's not in there?
Not Herschel. Do you want me to give you a small hint?
Yeah.
2 of them are typically have been last names.
Hunter.
Hunter is one of them. Do you want me to tell you where Hunter
people
is?
Call him Hunter. It's his first one.
Yes.
Hunter. Harmon. Harley.
No, but that kind of. What was that's? So the last name is closer.
Hunter Harvey Herschel.
No. Did you say Harley last time? So like the
Hunter Harley Quinn.
No, but cool. No, but put Harley back in the last one. It's not Harley in the last one, but it's something that sounds closer to
Hunter Hershey.
What was? No, it's
Hershey.
not. No, but you're getting close. That's close.
Hunter Hershey Herschel. Hunter Harsh.
Harsh is actually also kind of close.
Hunter Harsher. Hey.
No. You've totally lost.
Hunter Hebe.
Hebe.
GB. Hunter.
This is the best bit we've ever done.
Hunter Harpson.
What was that?
Harpson.
No.
Herman. Harskins.
Say Harskins.
Harskins.
No, it's not Harskins.
Hunter Hitler.
No.
Hunter Herman.
No, but that.
I keep saying the same names because I only know like 3 H names.
Her is correct. Hunter her, but that's not all of it.
It's not Herschel.
It's not Herschel, but Hunter her, and then there's more to that, and then there's a last name.
Hunter Hernemaker.
No. After her, it's almost done. There's not much more after her.
Hunter Herd.
No, it's not Herd, but you're getting
Hunter Her.
What's like a rich? There's like a famous rich person with his last name.
God.
I think they're dead.
You just have to tell me.
No, wait, no, they're not.
I think I'm gonna tap.
This person was in a hostage situation. Then turned
Hirsch.
No.
Patty Hirsch.
No, you're very close. It is that person, but that's not her name.
But it's not Herschel.
It's not Herschel. It's not Hirsch. It's close to Hirsch.
Hesh.
No.
Hash.
Keep the her.
Hers. What other noises can you make after her? I can't even think of other noises that you can make with your mouth.
Why don't you stay on that topic? Why don't you stick right there?
Herme. Hurst.
Stop. Stay. Stick there.
Hurst.
Yes.
Okay. Hunter Hurst.
This is the person that's dead that I was thinking of. This is the last one.
Hunter?
I think when she died, she left her like a lot of money to her cat, which it could not be true, but I think that was true.
Hunter Hurst. Heya.
You want me to tell you?
Yeah, please.
Helmsley.
I'm dead. Helmsley.
Leona Helmsley.
Oh, Helmsley.
I was going to say Sherman, but it's Sherman Hemsley, not Helmsley.
Oh,
from the
Helmsley.
Jeffersons. George Jefferson.
Oh, goodness.
Hunter Hearst Helmsley.
Hunter Hearst Helmsley. Wow, that was a journey.
We should clip that.
That hurt. Okay. Any other WrestleMania Elimination Chamber thoughts?
I'm just excited about it. I think we got the right people in the big spots. They set up a bunch of other stuff really well. That's pretty much it. I think those are my main thoughts. Naomi lost. I mean, she got a good show. She was in the chamber match for a long time, but it is always funny when someone leaves and comes back and they're just like, "Here, you lose."
Yeah,
First one eliminated.
I want people to
was she
know.
First?
Yeah, it was her and Becky in the beginning.
No, was she first eliminated or was she second eliminated?
Oh, I actually don't know that. She might have been the first eliminated.
I think might have been.
But I feel like I want people to know before you go back to WWE after having left WWE, especially if you did something like, storm out angrily or storm out and start your own wrestling company. When you come back, no matter what they're telling you, they're never going to give you anything ever again. And I just, I don't even think Cody's going to win the title at WrestleMania.
I
don't think he's gonna.
If he does lose again, and I really want him to win, I'm a Cody crybaby. If he doesn't win, it will be one of the funniest things I will have ever seen in my life. I can't imagine anything funnier than him losing again. That would be so insane.
I think,
and it could happen, but it will be absolutely hilarious.
I think it's going to be hard to. I just can't see it. I just don't see it. I don't see. Right. I do not see the WWE doing that. Anyway, oh,
I hear. Do you hear that? Do you hear?
Yeah, I think I hear that.
Mercedes money. Watch.
Woo.
So we still don't have a confirmation that the AEW Dynamite Big Business show that's coming up with her logos and paraphernalia and catchphrases all over it, that's going to be for her. Mm-hmm. But we did hear that Jen Pepperman, from formerly WWE writer, has been hired by AEW. That has been confirmed and announced. And it was a creative it's not chief content officer. Should have done my research here. She's been hired in a top creative role for AEW.
Vice president of
creative stuff. And so was very heavily involved in WWE's women's division and apparently was very close with Mercedes. And the rumor is that this was part of Mercedes' deal that she brought her in. Similar to The Rock basically exactly like The Rock bringing in Brian
Did you see that
Gerwitz.
Reported somewhere? Or was that just me telling you that?
What?
That was her bringing her in. I just want to know if you actually saw that somewhere.
No, you said it.
And
we talked about it.
Yeah.
And then I think Meltzer or somebody did say that was part of her deal. But
okay.
I'm not sure if it was reported or just like a rumor. It seems obvious that she probably helped broker that because I think that they are close, and it seems like she's probably got. And honestly, look, I love AEW. I'm wearing their merch, right? They've been much better lately about showcasing women's stories and matches. For a while, they were very bad at it, and we were very critical of them. So for Mercedes, if she was familiar with the product at all, she might have done this anyway. I don't blame her at all for being like, I'm going to bring somebody in.
Yeah.
Because I'm not going to show up there and be like on Dynamite once in a while. I want to be a focal point.
Especially when you only have one person doing all the creative for these things.
Yeah, I think it's a great thing for AEW in general to have her there, to have somebody else. I don't think Tony is doing literally everything all the time. He does have other people that do stuff, but I think this is a great step forward in being like, it's not literally just Tony booking shows. I still think he should bring in Scott D'Amore to run ROH, but we'll see. Or just have anybody, because ROH still needs its own identity. Right now it just feels like another Rampage.
Yeah.
And it's fine. Some of it's really good, but I still think it needs more of its own identity. And they need to figure out if
it does feel kind of like NXT for AEW right now.
And I think it actually should, because I loved ROH, and it's cool to put on still like the big ROH pay-per-views with the stars and everything, but it's like that ROH technically is gone. It's been purchased by a larger company. Mm-hmm. It's basically the same situation as like when WWE bought ECW. Mm-hmm. And they kind of used it as a developmental thing. And I think Tony Khan running his own version of NXT with like somebody, running it for him or whatever could be really great. And they should just use, because ROH has that brand recognition, and people, you can still just use it to like be the NXT, use it, turn it into like what NXT was, which was like a place for like big indie talent to get over and in front of a bigger audience. And I don't know. Mm-hmm. They're just figuring it out. You only bought it like 2 years ago. So the whole company's only 5 years old, AEW is. So
yeah, they're
doing great. But yeah, I'm excited for that. I think that's a great. So it's also great for AEW to have a woman in a position of creative power. Because that was a big issue with them, as I think that they didn't have that.
If wrestling wants to have any kind of respectability in the mainstream world at all, it's going to be judged by how it treats its women. like all societies.
Just going forward. We'll pay attention to mostly just going forward.
Yeah,
we
mostly
won't look at
going
back. We won't
forward,
look back.
going forward.
We're gonna
Like-
need to see Sable. That's fine.
But yeah, I'm excited, and I'm excited to see Mercedes. I cannot wait.
I am excited too. I can't wait till it's QT Marshall instead.
I know.
I
can't believe he's back.
It's so funny that he left and just came right back. I mean, I like him too. I think he's a good performer.
I mean, I liked QTV. I thought
Yeah.
that was a funny bit.
I liked it too. Although I do like Harley Cameron with Soraya and Ruby. Harley is such a little nut.
Yeah, and Ruby's in
so
love.
So is Soraya, actually. I'm so genuinely invested in that because they've both been performing really well. I must call her Ruby Riott. Ruby Soho is actually like genuinely a very good actress, and she's also like super relatable as like a babyface. So like when I was watching her in NXT, which is where I first really saw her. Like I knew she was an indie wrestler, but like I was like, she's such a good babyface. Like, and then she came to the main roster and she was a heel, which is also good as a heel. But I was like, this is like, some people just have that thing where it's like, oh, you're just like it's easy to cheer for you.
Yeah,
It's easy to root for you. But yeah, so that's been great. I hope they get married like in real life. I don't think Angela Parker is married. So I hope they get married. Please get married.
John's Twitter painted by this love affair.
I am Twitter painted. Anyway, but that's what's going on there.
Yeah.
So hopefully, also speaking of big business, another person that might be there, Okada, Kazuchika Okada, who had his last New Japan match this morning. Well, we're recording this, but it was on Saturday. And it's weird because they didn't have him do anything on his way out. Like they didn't book any last big matches. He was just in a couple little tag matches. He didn't really put anybody over. Like he didn't do any. Like usually when somebody's leaving like that, you want to have him like put over people that you're. Like Zack Sabre Jr. could never beat him, and he's like Zack's going to be one of the biggest like foreign stars in New Japan, going forward. And you would think they would have him beat him, or like Shota Umino, who's like a rising star for them. You would think like you would have him beat him. I mean, I know it's like they like a lot of times in New Japan likes the way that Gato books, especially they want to have people like struggle to get stuff, so it's like they don't want him to win stuff right away. But it's also like Okada's leaving, so maybe so it's kind of just bizarre that they didn't have him really do. The only singles match he did after that was with Tanahashi, who he beat, but it wouldn't even matter. Tanahashi beat him because Tanahashi's on the back end of his career at this point. So. Very interesting, very weird. But I'm excited for Okada to go where he's going to go, probably AEW. Also, Murder Machine Show from House of Torture, who I actually love and has really become quite a little psycho as a character, but was a great wrestler. He won the IWGP Junior Heavyweight Championship, which I really wanted him to leave House of Torture and realize that his cheating ways weren't going to get him there. But he won. You know how he won?
Cheating,
because they had Ren Narita, his stablemate, under the ring. So when El Desperado tried to beat the 20 count, he pulled him down when the referee couldn't see and choked him out, and Desperado couldn't answer the 20 count, and Show got in, and he won via countout. He won the title via countout.
That's dirty.
It was dirty. I think I was yelling, "You son of a bitch." I was at the screen. I was so mad. It was also But I am excited for it's very funny because we thought we were going to get at the New Japan Anniversary event, they do a tradition most years where they have the IWGP World Heavyweight Champion versus the Junior Heavyweight Champion, because they usually don't have singles matches between the weight divisions. So now everybody's excited for Desperado versus Naito, probably. Could be Sonata. But then people were joking about Show winning, and now it is going to be, I'm assuming Naito, because I haven't watched that match yet, versus Show with a bunch of... You know how Judgment Day cheats like to a comical amount?
Yeah.
That's what House of Torture is literally all the time. And so it'll be very interesting to see, but I am actually excited for Show to win because Desperado has done it all in the junior heavyweight division except win that big tournament. And I actually really want Desperado to start moving up. There's this thing called the Never Openweight Championship, and anybody can win that because it's openweight. And I really want him to win that. I think that would be great, especially now while they're in this transition period where they've just lost like most of their really top stars.
Mm-hmm.
push Desperado while these younger guys are getting, because Desperado's 40, like he's ready to use him now. He got him, and then that can help give Shota Umino and Yota Tsuji and some of those guys time to really hit their stride. What did you think of that New Japan show?
Ladies and gentlemen, that was John's 5 minutes to tell me about Japanese wrestling.
Yeah. I got 5 more.
No, that's okay. I didn't watch the New Japan show because I don't watch New Japan.
That's right.
So that's just you talking and me listening.
That's how this podcast started.
That is how this podcast started.
You didn't want to do that anymore.
All right, what should we talk about
next?
Pew.
Shooting range.
Shooting
that
range.
We've never had. Well, I guess maybe it was the first time, but this is the only other time I think this has ever come up that this is so aptly named. Cash Wheeler is moving forward. His trial is going to start in May for his gun thing, where he supposedly flashed a gun to somebody in traffic.
He has a gun.
It's so much funnier when Cash Wheeler comes out to make a save now to run off some heels or something, because you truly don't know. He could fucking be armed. He could have a gun. They're oh shit, we gotta run.
He's a crazy man.
Whoa. So yeah, that's gonna happen. So we'll see. I mean, he could go to prison for 5 years, and it's funny because they've been having Dax Harwood have more singles matches, and I'm like, are they maybe just getting ready just in case? They have to.
Probably.
I mean,
if you're smart at all, then yeah. Because even if he has to do, 30 days, I don't know what the sentence is for that, but.
No, that up to 5 years is his. I mean, it could be a
lot.
Up
to.
Yeah, I don't think he has any prior convictions, so even if he does get convicted,
he get a couple of years of probation.
It was also, by the way, it was in Florida, so
yeah,
I feel
probably gonna get probation.
I feel like in Florida, we're not gonna get it. But no. I mean, we'll see what happens with that.
And what's going on with Hangman Adam Page?
I don't know. See, I put this under the shooting thing because I'm like, is this a shoot?
His hair is getting so long.
It is getting so long, and his beard is getting smaller. It's just a mustache now. He's been so great as this crazy guy, but he's there's conflicting reports on whether he may have broken his ankle on Dynamite, which sucks because literally in a week he has a world title match at the pay-per-view.
Yeah.
Revolution. And he's going to be, we don't know. There's some scuttlebutt that it's a shoot, some that it's work. Jerry Lynn, ECW legend Jerry Lynn, who was one of the guys that Tony Khan, remember when he had Stokely Hathaway, and Jerry Lynn was the other guy that he put in charge of ROH.
Yeah.
So Jerry Lynn tweeted something like, "God forbid we this shouldn't even have been reported. God forbid we have a cliffhanger for next week." So which sounds like a story. It sounds like an intentional story. So we'll see.
Yeah.
Because some people were also saying that backstage Hangman was walking around and he was totally fine.
Oh, so it may have been a work.
May have been a work. He might have just been selling. I thought it was actually the way I didn't notice him get hurt. I thought he just stumbled out of purposely because he got out of the Muscle Buster Samoa Joe's finisher. I thought he was just oh man, I'm so I just barely made it,
Yeah.
So we'll see. I mean, we'll find out next week. It's not long until the pay-per-view, and I don't want.
Is it on Saturday or Sunday?
Sunday,
okay.
March 3rd. So, and I don't want them. I want Swerve Strickland to win the AEW World Title soon, but not yet. I really like Samoa Joe as champion, and I think what they've been planning to do is to have probably Joe beat Hangman in that match, but Hangman doesn't care anymore about winning the title for himself. He's just obsessed with preventing Swerve from doing it.
Yeah.
So I want Hangman to be I don't even care that I lost because me losing prevented you from winning. So he'll be happy about it.
Yeah. I like that. I like his feud with Swerve.
Yeah.
But there's always a little bit of there's something about a white man.
A cowboy. Southern white guy.
Goes by Hangman.
Yeah.
Trying to stop a man who said he wants to be the first black AEW champion.
Yeah.
Where you're
if you haven't been following, you might start to be why?
Yeah.
Why
it's funny. It's funny because of how I understood why people were mad about the MJF quarters thing, but it's just funny the things that people choose to zero in on versus the things that people are yeah, no, it's fine.
Well, I think it's just because The story is that Swerve was a terrible person to him. So there's like
No, I know.
but it does. If you're just tuning in,
yeah,
it does look bad.
yeah,
It looks very
yeah.
problematic.
I guess they're not really comparable situations in some ways, but in other ways they are. So I'm comparing them. So
do you know what MJF's initials stand for?
what?
I'm just doing the Triple H thing because he's a very similar
Oh.
character. MJF
I thought you were gonna make some sort of horrible joke.
No, I was just it was just a callback to the Triple H thing.
Oh, it's Marshall.
Oh God.
Right? Like it's a ma.
It's a ma.
It's a ma.
It's a Matt, actually.
It's a Matthew.
Oh,
Maskton.
Maskton.
It's Maxwell Jacob Friedman. I know
know.
who he is, and his real name is Tyler.
Is it? No.
Well, it's really
Max.
Maxwell Tyler Friedman.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Anyway.
Well, that's because he's because I was thinking, I was like, Triple H is, he's really done the same thing where he just goes by the initials now. Nobody cares about his full name as much anymore.
Yeah.
I mean, they use the first name sometimes, but
Nobody cares about Paul Levesque. Everybody just wants to talk to Hunter.
Aww.
Hi, I'm sad Triple H.
Aww.
And I'm sad and I'm big. I'm a big, sad man.
We should animate that.
That's my impression of Triple H.
And he's probably pretty sad right now.
You've got some ambitious post-production
Yeah.
notes for me, the person who does the post-production
No.
on this podcast.
It'll be easy. We'll get it done.
First, it's like, we should clip that. Let's get full animation of this
Yeah.
scene. Can we do that
We'll
just
do
real
it
quick?
AI.
Can you get that by Monday, Ann?
I like AI when it helps me.
Well, should we do the awards?
We should do the awards now.
All right. Thanks for saying that.
If you want to book me to sing on your shows or your events, it'll be the first time. So, my promo of the week, I feel like there was some competition here, but I went with Sting and Darby Allin. Because Sting, I mean, he got me. He just did such a great job delivering this line about family and this Young Bucks thing kind of came out of nowhere with him, but he's made it like a really personal feud, and it really feels real. Like he's coming for them. And also, it was funny because when he was like it wasn't funny when he said his father passed away, but he said my father was like, and I really thought he was gonna say my father was like a father to me. And I wish he had. He said like a hero to him. But yeah, that was a great one. Highly recommend it.
Nice. So I did a little thing, a special thing that's going to be for my promo of the week. I watched both Love and WWE, Bianca and Montez, and Johnny Loves Taya, which are these two different reality shows that have come out. Love and WWE is Bianca Belair and Montez Ford. And it's like this really produced, like, full reality show. It's on Hulu.
Mm-hmm.
And Johnny Loves Taya is a very, like, ragtag, like, YouTube reality show that's coming out of AEW. And I watched them because I wanted to contrast and compare. I watched the first 2 episodes of each.
Mm-hmm. How long is Johnny Loves Taya? Is it like
Johnny Loves Taya is like 5 minutes long.
Yeah, I was gonna say it's like a web series type thing.
Yeah, it's very much a web series. And Love and WWE Bianca Montez is it's exactly what you expect.
Yeah.
And I was a little disappointed because it was like so kayfabe that they don't even show them like. I mean, they never show them planning the matches, but like, it's like when they don't show them doing that, you just know it's like, oh, this is like a weird kayfabe thing that they're like trying to get one over on me with.
Bianca Belair is one of my favorite wrestlers in WWE, but she's also like the most WWE person I've seen since like John Cena.
Yeah, and
like she's almost too professional in a lot of ways.
And they are both like good actors. I mean, it's like
sure.
you can tell it's very staged, but like they're pretty good performers. And it's got like a kind of a disturbing undertone to the first couple episodes because it's like Bianca deciding whether or not to have a baby, and she's pretty firm in the like not wanting to have a baby because her life is so nuts, but everybody around her's like, no, you should have a baby, like just you should. It's like that classic thing where a woman is like, I don't know that I want to have a child. And everybody around her is like, just do it.
Yeah.
Just make another human, okay? Don't be such a baby. Don't make such a big deal out of it. Just bring another human being into this world and just traumatize them.
Yeah, we're running out.
Like, do what we all do, which is just have a baby and don't think about like them. Just like make it about you. That's like what they're all telling her to do, and that's kind
Even
of upsetting.
Montez Ford?
Oh yeah, he really wants. Well, this is the other thing that like I was like, I don't know if this guy's a really good actor, if this is just very real, but he's like in the first episode, he's like jealous of her success.
Oh yeah, because she's.
Because he's in a tag team, so he knows he
Yeah.
can't be the champion,
Yeah.
and so he's like got a little bit of jealousy.
We've been
'cause
wanting them to
she's-
break that tag team up for a while. I love
Yeah,
the Street Profits,
he's-
but it's time.
I mean, he's very upfront about wanting to like
Yeah,
break
no.
out. And that was one of the moments where I was like, he's either a really good actor or he's getting emotional right now talking about how jealous he is. And I'm like, ugh. So that's weird, but it's, not very good. But one thing I noticed is that there's a wrestler who shows up all over the goddamn place. I feel like I see her everywhere all the time.
Mm-hmm.
Liv Morgan shows up in the first episode of this thing. And I can't go to Gabby Tuff's Instagram, this reality show, or any weed arrests without running into goddamn Liv Morgan.
You can't even enjoy your weed arrests.
She's
anymore.
everywhere. I know. I can't even read about my cannabis
Okay.
prosecutions
I mean, that's
in the news. Liv Morgan goddamn shows up. Can't even go buy weed. Liv Morgan's there.
Live by God, Morgan.
Can't even go to MJF's Twitter. Liv Morgan's there.
Oh God.
MJF's promo stories.
Oh my God.
Called that girl Liv. Liv Morgan was
Oh
there.
my God. You can't even go to Perth.
You can't even go to Perth. Liv Morgan's there. She's everywhere. I
And we
love her.
Liv. She's a friend of the show too.
She's a friend of the pod as well.
Yeah.
Little does she know.
Yeah.
She's a friend of the
you
pod.
just wait.
You'll all see. So anyway, I liked Johnny Loves Taya better just because it was
Seems like it's probably.
more of a kind of a spoof.
Yeah, it seems like it would be more of like a parody.
of such a thing.
Yeah.
But this is something I wanted to examine a little bit too, because I'm giving it my promo of the week award because it's the one I liked best and I considered a promo. But it's weird because it introduces me to this new form of the wrestling promo, which is like ironic kayfabe. Like it's so overdone. Like their characters are so overdone and like hammy in the way that like old school wrestlers like are. But they know that I know that this isn't real. And so it feels like they're doing that as a joke. And it's kind of like the way MJF does like Steiner math and stuff,
Oh yeah.
where it feels like, okay, you know and I know that this is not real, and we all know that we know that, but you're doing it anyway, and that's hilarious to me.
Yeah.
And that's just interesting because I haven't thought about that as a thing before, but I feel like that's a very millennial version of wrestling. Like it's like,
Oh yeah.
it's like specifically of the now, like it right now, that I
Yeah.
feel is very much what a lot of people do when they want to be really funny, is they do this ironic kayfabe stuff where they're
Yeah.
like pretending to be kind of 80s wrestlers, but like,
The same thing happened in comedy. You know, that was like where ironic detachment and stuff and being ironic about stuff got to be very popular.
yeah.
And it can be really good. It can work really well. I mean, I do love the Outrunners.
What's that?
Truth Magnum and Turbo Floyd. They're a tag team.
Oh.
And that they are exactly that. They're like over the top 80s type wrestlers.
Mm-hmm.
They call themselves the youngest men alive, which is just a great stupid. It doesn't mean anything. It's obviously not true.
Yeah. Anyway, so I'm giving my promo of the week to Johnny Loves Taya and their Pomeranians, Presley and Bowie,
Aw.
for the little song they sing about tater tots in the middle of episode 1, I think. It made me laugh out loud.
Yeah, I saw you giggling on something.
Yeah, it was funny because it was just like they're at a restaurant and the waiter puts down tater tots, which is insane because they're a restaurant in LA and it's just like it's kind of a nice looking place and they put down a plate full of tater tots.
Like for
and
free? Like you get it like bread?
And both the Pomeranians just like look at the tater tots and then this song starts playing. Like it cuts to a song where it's just the dogs' faces kind of dancing around the screen and they're like tater tots. It's like they sing a little song. It's just
cute.
so silly, but the whole thing is like that. It's very silly and random and jumps around. Anyway, but there are more episodes of Love and WWE. I will also say this about Love and WWE. It appears to be because the name of the show is Love and WWE : Bianca and Montez. So I'm gonna put money on the fact that they're probably gonna do a season of this for just about every
American Horror Story or whatever.
Yeah, they're probably gonna have a Seth and Becky one. They're probably gonna have like I was gonna say Rhea and Buddy, but they can't.
They can't do that. Not yet. Maybe eventually, but not yet.
Who else could they do? Is Selena Vega married to somebody?
Zelina Vega's married to Malachi Black, so they also can't do that one.
Oh
yet.
right, yeah.
They could do Charlotte and Andrade now.
Oh yeah. There you
back.
go. There you go.
They could do who else is dating or married?
Yeah, who else is kissing?
Yeah, who kisses?
Who do we know that kisses? Oh, Ricochet and
Samantha Irvin.
Yeah, Samantha Irvin.
That would be cool. I'd like that one.
Yeah, that would be a good one.
Johnny Gargano and Candice LeRae. That would be great actually because they're like little nerds.
Chelsea Green and Matt Cardona.
Chelsea Green. Yeah, that actually would be great.
Okay. Anyway, so yeah. Match of the week.
There were a lot of really good things this week. Some good stuff at Elimination Chamber in New Japan. The one I picked was Mayu Iwatani versus Mina Shirakawa for the IWGP Women's Championship, the rare women's match of the New Japan show. And it was very good, and they really beat the shit out of each other. And Mayu Iwatani is inarguably one of the best wrestlers in the world. She's also just like one of the best actors in wrestling, and she really just looks like she's getting killed in all these matches, and she's great, and you should absolutely watch her. It's also like it's not overly long. Nothing on that New Japan show was actually too long. The main event was not that long, so it was kind of a breezy show. So yeah, that was my match of the week. It was just excellent.
All right, I'm gonna go with Rhea Ripley and Nia Jax for the Elimination Chamber main event, because I thought that was the best Rhea's looked in a long time.
Yeah, I almost picked
really
that.
hard hitting. A gauge flies out of her ear
Immediately.
Yeah, like she takes a lot of punishment. It's nice that she does the oh god, I always forget the name of this move, but it's the one where you jump off the rope and you put your feet around their neck and you flip them over. You know what I mean? That she did in the beginning.
Oh, like a Hurricane Rana?
Yeah, a Hurricane Rana. That's what it is.
Frankensteiner.
She did one of those. And the announcers even noticed, like, oh, this is like a new, she's doing new stuff. And I think part of it, I wonder if part of it was because, like, Nia's like a bigger woman, too. And so she can do these, like, harder hitting, crazy moves because she doesn't have to worry about hurting.
Yeah, and also if she's fighting a bigger opponent, sometimes it makes sense to do, like, pull out all the stops. Do moves that, because that smaller wrestlers would do to bigger wrestlers.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, I thought that match was great too. I almost picked that, but I figured you would. So.
Well, thank you for leaving it for me.
You're welcome.
Thank you for leaving me some scraps.
Well, I also thought that IWGP Women's Title match was great. So it all worked out. I know you don't support Joshi wrestling. I know.
I love the Joshis. I'm going to see them.
I know.
Okay. Outfit of the week.
I feel like I should just rename this the Seth Rollins Award for me because I just always end up giving it to him. But he had big Jankos on this week. Who else am I supposed to give it to?
You are so easy to impress.
I mean, really, he had big pants. You're a big pants supporter. You love big pants.
I support big pants, but big pants are not an achievement. If anything, they represent a great downfall.
I mean, if he's wearing Jankos, I don't. Who else is wearing Jankos? Who else is that brave right now?
I will say I do appreciate Seth Rollins' ability to like be the kid in school who like needs attention but doesn't know how to get it, so he just dresses weird.
Yeah.
Like, like I remember freshman year of college, there was like a kid who wore cat ears on campus all the time.
Yeah.
And he was like just walking around in cat ears all the time. No one really knew him, but we were just like, that kid who wears cat ears every day? It's like Seth Rollins reminds me of that kid.
I would not be surprised at all to see Seth Rollins show up in cat ears. I feel like he just goes to a party city, every city. And he's just like, what do you got?
That's funny. I'm going to pick Trish Stratus. No. Tiffany Stratton.
Yes.
Her daughter.
Tiffany Stratus. Trish Stratus, Tiff Stratton. I don't understand what's so hard about this.
Yeah. They're both blonde.
You also did call her Liv Morgan at least once.
I did, because they look... I couldn't see her face. She was doing moves.
And you referenced Liv Morgan, or you referenced Alexa Bliss and called her Liv Morgan.
Oh, yeah. I had a really bad time.
Yeah. Which small blonde Barbie / Harley Quinn blonde wrestler... Because they both did Harley Quinn for a while.
Yeah. No, but I'm becoming more and more of a Liv Morgan stan of the three of them, and I feel bad for that.
No, Liv is great.
Anyway, but I got to give it to Tiffany Stratton because she looked really cool in that match. I thought her gear looked really awesome.
No, she did. She's got the whole look down. She's great. She's
it was very like, I think it was like pink and blue. Was it like?
Yeah. She's like literally leans into like a Barbie aesthetic.
Yeah,
like
and it looks cute. It's fun, and I think there's something kind of fun about being overtly feminine in that way, because they do very often try to we've just been through years and years of Harley Quinn aesthetic and stuff like that, and I feel like as much as I like Rhea Ripley's look and everything like that, like we are due for a little bit of a slingshot the other way. You know what I mean? Where now it's subversive to like be really cute and femme and like frilly and still kick ass. Anyway, shock of the week.
I said, do you want to go first? Do you want me to go first?
No, you go first.
Okay. Sometimes it's fun to
You're
switch
on the
it
list
up.
first.
Sometimes it's fun to switch it up.
We don't break what isn't broken.
We don't break kayfabe here.
Yeah.
So I said Nick Nemeth wins the IWGP Global Heavyweight Championship. New Japan actually shocked me a few times with some of their winners. I did not expect Desperado to lose. Well, I sort of did, but I wasn't 100% sure. But I definitely didn't expect Nick Nemeth. Now, this got spoiled for me because I mixed up what day the New Japan shows were on. That it was Saturday and Sunday. It was Friday and Saturday. So I looked up. I made that mistake. I Googled Nick Nemeth.
He may never recover.
And I saw that he won that title. I did not think, because David Finlay is who he won it from, and David Finlay is like an on-the-rise star in New Japan. And he had literally just won that title 2 months ago, and it was the first champion of that title. And so I was shocked, but I think it is a great move because Nick Nemeth is like very fired up. He did a great promo too, where he was saying the F word and he was like, "I'm going to defend this everywhere," and it was like, I'm ready for an opportunity. And it was just like, really, I'm very excited for this whole run of his, and I think it was a good idea for them to put that title on him, because I also think they want that title to. It shows that he's like very committed, because I loved Dolph Ziggler, and then I was like, it was sad the last couple of years because it was like very obvious that he was just like around, like he had given up, and he would still perform well and like have some fun matches and everything, but like he didn't seem to care anymore. He was like, I know I'm never gonna like go higher than a certain position here, so I'll just. But now he's free and he can just do whatever, and so he's like really checked in, and so I think I'm very excited to see him defend it in the U.S. I'm excited he's going to Japan. He's not just doing the U.S. shows, because that was like, it was just crazy to see him even in a New Japan ring. And I thought that they had a good story for that match too, because they had a like, can he hang here? And the hold was like, maybe not, and then he did. So we'll see what happens. And New Japan needs some shocks right now. They need some big shocks, because they need to get people invested, because they just lost a lot of people. That was my other 5 minutes of talking to you about New Japan.
Yeah, I think my shock of the week is that I wasn't shocked.
Wasn't a particularly shocking week for a lot of other wrestling.
It really wasn't. I mean, I was, I feel like for as many big things that, did happen this week, all of it kind of was what I expected. Mm-hmm. Maybe this is just what life is like from now on, Maybe there are no more surprises. Maybe I'm just that age where it's like I've seen too much. I know too much. I've felt too much. And there's just Nothing awaiting me but the end.
We were surprised by the Triple H names.
Oh, yeah. I guess that was kind of surprising.
Yeah.
Anyway, okay. Nerd fantasy booking.
So what I want to happen is I want Rhea Ripley to train and then have a tag team match with her dad, who kind of looked like Patrick Stewart to me.
That's fun.
I want that to happen. Rhea, take me in.
Take me in. Okay, I'm gonna say I want Liv Morgan and MJF to get married.
Wow. Don't tell his current girlfriend.
I know. Sorry.
Or her. I think she's dating Bo Dallas, actually. I think they own a farm together.
Sorry.
Uncle Howdy.
I think it'd be funny.
It would be pretty funny.
They could be kayfabe married. I don't care.
That would be,
I think
very funny.
I think it'd be very funny if they were kayfabe married because they were cute at the Iron Claw premiere together. They were hilarious together.
Mm-hmm.
I think they obviously get along.
Mm-hmm.
And I think she'd be a fun little villain in AEW with him.
That would be fun. Liv Morgan should go to AEW.
Yeah, I think that'd be fun for her.
I want to see her creative energy flow.
I think AEW should just hire all the women from WWE and only do girls matches, and it's all about makeup and hair and cute ring gear and cool moves and girls fighting each other.
Okay.
And pink and sparkles and unicorns and fun times.
And fun times.
And pop music. Taylor Swift. Girls. Okay.
That's all I have this week.
Me too. All right. Bye, everybody.
Bye. Good night and good wrestling.